Queen Sugar. So today I have a kind of fun pick-a-pile. So this pick-a-pile is going to talk about upcoming trips or where you should travel next, where Spirit thinks will be a great place for you to go or visit or learn more about. And we're going to get a little bit of insight of like when, maybe like timing wise, when to start planning or actually going on that trip. So use the timing cards, take it lightly. Don't freak out if it's like, oh, you have to go somewhere in like August. Like, don't make it seem like you have to do it in August. More so, you know, maybe next year in August, or maybe start planning in August. So take everything lightly in regards to the time. So I have a few cards from a couple of different decks. I've used the timing cards from my personal deck that I've created. So the timing cards, I have like the months, the days of the weeks, and like some timing phrases. So we're gonna do that, and then like the mini pastel tarot. And then with the cards, these like colored cards, those are like the locations or the activities that Spirit would like you to do if you do go on a trip soon, or you know, within the next year or so. So I want you all to look at all 4 piles. So the first pile we have is the pink pile. The blue pile is the second pile. The third pile is the yellow pile. And then the fourth pile is the green pile. So each pile has more than one colored note card, but the first card on the pile or the deck is the card that represents that pile in its entirety. Okay, or you can just do it as 1, 2, 3, 4, but in the description box I'll do it by the colors. So pink is 1, blue is 2, yellow is 3, and green is 4. So take a few moments and just clear your thoughts. Inhale, exhale, close your eyes for a little bit. Take a deep breath in and take a deep breath out. And open your eyes and allow Spirit to guide you to the pile or piles that they think best resonate with you and where you should go or be in your life at this time. All right, so we're gonna get started with pile number 1, or the pink pile. All right, so this portion of the video will be for those that picked the pink pile. So let's see what places or activities Spirit would like you to start planning for or think about. So we're gonna start with the note cards, and then we'll go into the actual cards. All right, so the places or activities that you got were the Caribbean, Asia, and a place with amazing food. That sounds amazing already. Okay, we're gonna look into the timing cards. So these are the cards that I've created. There's nothing like on the front of them, just like Queen Sugar. The first card we got is "It is not the right time," April, and a year from now. So what I'm getting just generally right now is that you may have been thinking about planning a trip at this time, and it could have been to these locations or just somewhere in general. They're saying now is not the right time to plan a trip. We might get a little bit more insight on it based off the cards that we have, but possibly next year, maybe in April, would be a good time to go on a trip or possibly plan for a trip. So like I said before, take the timing of the cards and the piles lightly, but Spirit is saying at this time is not the best time to go on a trip, which is okay, because a year from now you could probably have the best time of your life, and then it will make sense like why Spirit wanted you to go on the trip when they wanted you to go on it. So let's look at your other cards. So we have fertility, which is the Empress. The Three of Cups, which is rejoice in celebration. Ooh, the Ace of Cups, love begins. And the last card, oracle card, is the first chakra, Archangel Michael. So I'll put that around here. And then you have your mini tarot. So we have the Nine of Wands, the World, and the Fool. So what I'm getting is that the reason why Spirit wants you to go at another time, if you're considering going now, is because you've gone through a lot in the past. And with the Nine of Wands, it talks about courage, persistence, and just like a test of faith. And that really matches the Fool, because the Fool talks about like a new beginning, taking that leap of faith. So Spirit is saying that when the time comes for you to take this trip, it's going to match you in a way where you feel comfortable doing that. You feel comfortable going on the trip, whether that be financially, emotionally, mentally. I'm not sure how a lot of people feel, but I think it is important to be financially stable and mentally stable and emotionally stable when going on a trip, especially somewhere new if you've never been there before. That way you can really appreciate it and learn from it. It seems that you're stepping into your Empress energy now. You're really embodying your power and your wisdom and just your beauty overall, inside and outside. And with the Empress, it talks about abundance and nurturing and femininity. And so Spirit is saying that you are stepping into your divine feminine energy, and they want you to continue to do that before you take a big trip like this, because there's so much that you can explore and do when you are in that good energy and good vibration. And then with the Three of Cups, rejoice in celebration, I'm getting the vibe that you can possibly go with friends. So like there's Three Cups here. You can possibly go with friends. You can have a good time, go out to nice lounges or bars or just nice venues and enjoy each other's company, right? So that could be another reason why they want you to wait. Maybe your friends might want to join you as well, and that gives everyone enough time to kind of plan a girls trip, or a mixed sex trip in regards to like male and female type of trip. And then with the World, it's just basically saying that you're getting to the point where you have completed the task and the experiences that you have needed to complete in order to move forward in your journey and in your life purpose, right? So you're going to always have new journeys and paths, but they're saying at this time you have done a great work and you're moving towards that completion, and it's time to explore the world. And so, depending on where you are in the world, you can literally be traveling across the world to get someone to like certain locations, or you might just be interested in exploring the world. And then with the Ace of Cups, love begins in the Fool, this is definitely talking about a new beginning. So a new beginning of self-love. You have really embodied loving yourself more, and Spirit is now saying that might be a great time for you now to possibly meet someone new and start a loving, healthy relationship in a new beginning. If you notice that there's a cup here and there's like two different shades of like cloth. So there's one that's kind of orange and another one is kind of like yellow. So once you can contribute to your own cup, the person can contribute to the cup as well. And then you will have an abundance of love because you love yourself. Therefore, you can give love to others. And so that might be an indication of like a new relationship coming, or just like, more self-love coming in. And also I'm getting the vibe too, I don't know why, but like you might want to do some outreach, community outreach, or like volunteer while you're on vacation. You know, some people might think it's vacation just always going to the beach and partying, but also it could be a great opportunity to give back to those that may not have the things that other people have, or just connect with people from different countries, different locations. You can learn a lot when you connect with people from other cultures and ethnicities, and it's just very enlightening. And then I don't want to forget about the first chakra. So that is your root chakra. So Spirit wants you to continue working on healing that chakra. And it's kind of funny that we both have like the same wand. That's crazy. So continue healing this chakra. So this one is like your root, and it's the main focus of your chakra system. So you want to make sure it's that it's balanced and not imbalance. Continue wearing like something red every now and then, and know that you are secure, you are stable, you're safe. That's what the root chakra kind of talks about. Safety and security, being balanced, and just grounding yourself. So meditate a little bit more, and that might be a great opportunity for you to do on this trip as well. Like continue meditating and healing that area, or keep making sure that it's still in balance, okay? So this is beautiful. I think this will be an amazing trip. I'm sure the Caribbean, Asia has amazing food, so you will be in luck. Continue, like I said, meditating and, loving yourself and feeling confident about yourself. And this trip will happen right before you know it, okay? So I really hope you enjoyed this reading. Thumbs up the video if you did. Let me know if it resonated or not. And check out other videos on my channel. And feel free to leave a comment below about if you are planning to take a trip like this, or just anything about this pile that relates to you and your journey. Alrighty, thank you. Alright, so this portion of the video would be for those that pick the blue pile or the second pile. So I'll start off with the locations or the activities that Spirit would like you to consider doing or visiting, and then we'll go on to the actual cards. So we got Africa and South America. I think those are beautiful locations. And for these two, there are like literally multiple countries in these places. So feel free to maybe research some great places to visit if you consider these locations. All right, and let's look into the timing. So I have my deck of cards, and I pulled a couple cards from those. So these are my timing cards. So they say June and spontaneous Saturday. All right, so obviously June is ending within a very short amount of time. So, it's okay if you're like, oh my gosh, June is ending in like a couple of days. I don't have time to go to Africa or South America. Totally fine. You could possibly go next year in June, or, a time in June or around the summertime. And then spontaneous Saturday, what I'm getting from this is that you are going to have an amazing Saturday. So that's going to probably be, if you're at one of these locations, you're just going to have an amazing Saturday. So that's exciting. Let's see what other cards you got. You have the crown chakra, the chariot, which is triumph, light, which is the sun, and man holding a coin. So right off the bat, I am noticing a lot of sevens. So we have the chariot, we have the crown chakra. Those are both labeled with sevens. And then man holding a coin, 4 plus 3 is 7. So I think 777 will definitely be like a message from Spirit when they want you to kind of consider looking into a trip possibly. So look into that. Also, 7 can represent the month of July. Even though we have June here, you could possibly travel within June or July, you know. So look at 777 as like a sign from spirit, okay? And then we have the Four of Swords, the Magician, the Sun. So you got the Sun twice, which is beautiful. So what I'm getting is that if you go on this trip, you are definitely going to have some time where you can just rest and rejuvenate. You can kind of clear your mind, clear your thoughts, and really focus on just peace, right? And with the Sun having that twice, the Sun talks about like positivity, fun, warmth, success. So you're definitely going to have a great time on this trip. It's going to be very fun. And I mean, there's so much. There's Sun in this card, in the Chariot card. I don't know if you can see it in the back, but like there's the Sun, and then you have obviously the Sun in the Sun card. And then there's like a little Sun right here with the man holding a coin back there. So you're definitely going to go somewhere, obviously, Africa or South America. They are below the equator, so they have a lot of sun, and a lot of heat, so prepare to be hot. And then with the Magician, I'm getting that you are going to create an amazing trip for yourself. You know what you want to do, the activities, the type of food you might be interested in trying, but you are the creator of this trip. So if you do want to take a trip, you have to visualize it. You have to embody it. That way you can actually go on the trip because you have the power mentally. And you got the crown chakra, and that really matches the Magician very well because the Magician is someone that is a creator. So use your third eye, use your crown chakra to visualize and plan this trip because you have the tools to do it, and Spirit is guiding you with that. Okay. What else? With the man holding a coin, I'm kind of getting the vibe that you may go with someone on this trip that is a divine masculine or identifies themselves as that way. Also, there could be a possibility that someone's going to help either fund your trip or contribute to your trip. So this man, he comes off like very suave, has like money. So this person, I'm kind of getting the vibe that he's going to storm in and just either want to whisk you away or pay for something or contribute. And now that I'm thinking about it, so we have the Chariot, and the Chariot is the Cancer sign. So this person could possibly be a Cancer. It's a good chance that he could be a water sign or you are a water sign. But someone definitely is going to storm in and kind of like want to whisk you away or like help you in some way to take this trip. You could possibly meet someone at these places, but there's definitely like a good, warm, fun vibe from this pile that I'm getting. I mean, you got spontaneous Saturday, so you're definitely going to have a good time there. What else can I see? I just see a lot of like time in the sun, fun, and just like good memories. Okay? So this one was like pretty short and sweet. So I hope you all enjoyed this pile. Thumbs up the video if it resonated with you. Feel free to share your comments below, and I will continue with the next pile. Thank you for tuning in. All right, so this portion of the video would be for those that chose the yellow pile or the third pile. So I'll start off with the locations or activities that Spirit recommend, and then I'll go into like the timing using my deck of cards, and then show you your other oracle cards and tarot cards. So we got a tropical island or place in Europe. Sounds amazing. In timing, we have within a few days in May. All right, so with the timing, obviously, you know, they're not saying just jump on a plane or a boat to these places, but they're saying start thinking about it within the next few days. Start thinking about, you know, places you would be interested in visiting if you went to Europe, or if you wanted to travel to a tropical island. Start thinking about it. And they recommend possibly going in May. So that's obviously May of 2020. You can go in May of 2021, whatever you feel that works with you, you know? So let's check into your other oracle cards. We have the Ace of Wands, which is passion ignited. Three of Swords, which is heartache and loss. The Two of Wands, the waiting game. The Six of Pentacles, material and spiritual prosperity. And last, we have rest and rejuvenation. Kind of reminds me of like the Four of Swords energy. And then your tarot cards, we have the Seven of Wands in reverse, Strength, and the Ten of Wands. All right, so you definitely have, you have 4 cards from the Wands section of the tarot decks. And let's talk about, let's start with the heartache and loss to kind of get that out the way. So with the Three of Swords, it talks about heartbreak, emotional pain, like sorrow and grief. So there might be a chance, opportunity for you to take a trip within a year to just clear yourself from this heartache and loss. And I'm not saying wait until that trip to do it, but more so it seems that there might be a possibility of a heartache or loss or something that ends, and that'll be a good opportunity for you to kind of like rest and rejuvenate, like clear your mind, like just start over, right? So it's not saying that if you go on this trip you're going to get your heart broken. That's not what it's saying. It's more so saying that if you experience like a loss or something that didn't go the way that you planned, know that you have a trip, an upcoming trip coming, or plan a trip to kind of get over that, you know? Like I said at the beginning of the video, you don't have to like go within the time frame that Spirit says. If you want to take a trip next month, you can. But they're saying that, you know, this might be a good opportunity for you to take this trip. You know, and some of you all might say, well, I did just break up with my boyfriend or my girlfriend or whatever, and you're like, I actually do want to take a trip within the next few days. If you can financially do it, I say go for it. Obviously Spirit is like, you know, you can do it if you can. With the Ace of Wands, it's just about passion, right? So it talks about beginnings, creation, potential. And then with the Two of Wands, that talks about like future planning, decisions, progress, like a discovery. And with the Seven of Wands in reverse, that talks about giving up and feeling like overwhelmed. So Spirit is saying maybe you kind of feel like something didn't work out the way that you planned, or in the future something's going to happen where it doesn't work in the way that you planned. They're saying to not give up. Don't feel overwhelmed about it, because you're going to get through it, right? Because you have the material and spiritual prosperity. So it could be something financial, you know, it could be a job. Maybe you wanted a particular job and it didn't happen, or you could have lost your job, or you're just not happy where you are financially. They're saying don't feel overwhelmed about it. You may have wanted to do a trip this year and you just feel like you can't do it financially. Spirit is saying don't worry about it, because in due time you're going to have that wealth and that prosperity to come in and help you with it. You just have to remain strong and courageous and know that you are protected, right? And then with the Ten of Wands, it talks about the burden and responsibility and like hard work. So you might feel like a lot of things are just popping up out of the blue. You might have more bills than normal, or just a lot of additional expenses, or something where you feel overwhelmed, obviously, and it's kind of stressful. And so Spirit is saying, take that time to rest, meditate, and ask them what do you need from them? How can they help you? And if you notice, there is a lot of blue in the card. And so I'm getting like the throat chakra energy from this. So they want you to meditate and just sit in silence and say to Spirit, say to the universe, say to God, whatever you want to call, that I need your help in some area in my life. And they want you to say that, voice that. Because they know what you need, but it works better when you voice it, when you say it. Because then you might realize, oh, I actually don't need that. Or, wow, I'm not letting fear take over anymore. I'm being courageous and I'm vocalizing the things that I need. Because sometimes we feel like if we say what we need, it shows the lack, versus looking at it as a way of saying that I'm manifesting the things that I need. Okay? So don't worry about any financial burdens right now, or a breakup, heartache, anything that's like a loss. Just know that Spirit is here to guide you and protect you, and they are ready. They are waiting for you to come in. They are listening, and they're waiting for you to call them and let them know what you need. So I really hope that this pile resonated with you. Thumbs up the video if you like the video. Feel free to share some comments in the section below. Thank you for tuning in, and I will continue with the next pile. Alright, so this video will be for those that chose the green pile, which is the fourth pile. Alright, so let's look into the locations and activities that Spirit recommends, and then the timing, and then we'll go into your oracle and tarot cards. So we have a backpacking trip, somewhere great to hike, and North America. Cool. And for those who aren't sure like what a backpacking trip is, it's kind of where you pack very lightly. A lot of people, there's like backpacking bags that you bring, and you just kind of like, how do I word this? You just go different places, like within a day or two. So you might be in one state or one country for a day or two, and then you go to another state or country. So you just travel continuously, and you travel lightly. It can be really fun. Depending on your personality, it could be great. Opportunity to just like travel different places all in like one big trip, instead of like planning multiple trips to go to somewhere like let's say for Europe, if you want to go to like Italy, France, and Spain with a backpacking trip, you can pack lightly and just travel to all of those places within like a short period of time. So it's a really fun trip to do if you're interested in doing something like that. The timing cards that I have from my deck are December and very soon. So you can possibly start planning for this trip very soon and take it in December. You can plan in December. Obviously, if you want to go on a trip in December, they're saying you should start planning like very soon. But you should look into like locations, different states to go to hike, and activities that you can do. So let's look more into this trip. So we have the Strength card, Power. So I'm definitely getting the vibe that if you're going to be hiking, you're definitely going to need a lot of strength and willpower. Sacrifice. Truth. And the Two of Pentacles, movement, choices, and decisions. Angel of Love. Oh, that's beautiful. And Victory. I'll put that here. All right, let's go into the tarot. We have Page of Wands, Knight of Wands, Knight of Cups, Queen of Wands, and King of Wands. Okay, so right off the bat, I'm getting a lot of passion, getting a lot of kind of getting like intimate vibes a little bit, especially by having the angel of love. You could definitely be taking this trip with a significant other, divine masculine or divine feminine, depending on who's watching the video. You can meet your counterpart during this trip. So we definitely have counterparts right here. So we have the King and the Queen of Wands. So like I said, you could be going on this trip as a couple, or you can meet someone there. You can meet your twin flame, soulmate, divine partner. I'm definitely getting like a lot of intimacy, passion, discovery, just free spirit energy, especially with like the Page of Wands. That's like about discovery, and then the Knight of Wands talks about like energy, passion, lust, action, and then you have the Knight of Cups, and that's like an offering. So I'm definitely getting the vibe of some type of romantic energy right now with this deck. Like the other piles, they had more so talked about like why they should go on the trip and what to expect, but this one is giving me a lot of romantic energy and vibes, those that pick this pile. So if you know someone that you could go on a trip with, they recommend going on the trip with that person. And now that I'm thinking about it, they could be saying that you're going to meet this person very soon, right? Which will lead to you going into the trip in December. Or yeah, I'm getting that vibe right now. With the Two of Pentacles, talks about movement, choices, and decisions. I'm getting that you want to make sure that before you plan this trip that you prioritize your responsibilities well and manage your time. Because if you're going to do a backpacking trip, like I said, you're going to go to different locations. So you want to make sure that you kind of plan accordingly and don't do too much at one time. So strategically plan out where you want to go. They might seem amazing locations to visit, but Spirit is saying make sure that you pay attention to your time and don't put too much pressure on yourself. It seems like also with the Judgment card that there is a chance you and someone are going to have like a truth that is told. So that could be like the two counterparts, like expressing your feelings finally, or like a rebirth kind of thing. So I'm getting like two different vibes, like a rebirth, inner calling, and then like a truth telling of like feelings and emotions with two counterparts. So pick whatever part of that resonates with you. But like with the rebirth, it just seems like you have gone through enough to where you are ready to start fresh. You have been in the mud. You might have felt like you were at the bottom, but now you are able to come through this and shine and be radiant. You see the rainbow behind her, her flower. Like you are blossoming. You are ready to take on whatever it is that life has for you, right? You are stronger now with the Strength card. And you are victorious. And this trip will continue that victory lap for you. You will continue to shine. You will continue to be radiant and just be powerful. So I'm noticing like her crown here, and then you have the crown in the Queen of Wands and the King of Wands. So you're definitely vibrating higher, at a higher frequency, and just blossoming, right? So expect a lot of passion, a lot of love out of this trip. And you can honestly go on this trip by yourself and still feel that passion, that love. But regardless, they're saying that this trip will radiate so much love and so much passion, whether you're by yourself or you meet someone or you go with someone. So expect that. And just, manage your time wisely. Don't overwhelm yourself. Take your time and know that this is going to be an amazing trip. So I hope that those that have watched this portion of the video, that they enjoyed it. If it resonated with you, please thumbs up the video and share your comments in the section below. And thank you for watching the video. I hope that you enjoyed it. And I will soon post additional pick a pile readings and fun updates for July coming up soon. There's a lot happening in July, so I hope that everyone checks out my future and upcoming videos to learn more about what's happening and potentially like what's happening for you in this month of July of 2019. Thank you.